Can you introduce yourself to us and tell us how long you've been at Custom Fitness?
Yeah, so I'm Manuel Henriques, and although everyone here knows me as Manny, and I started with Custom Fitness back in April of 2021, so I'm coming up to my 4th year very soon.
Ace. What brought you to Custom Fitness initially?
Initially, it was post-pandemic kind of weight gain and trying to get that weight loss, but during that time, I'd also decided that when I took a look at myself, how I saw myself, how much weight I'd put on, it was very similar to the way that my dad was, and he had a lot of the health issues in his late 40s, early 50s, which led to heart complications and other sorts of things. So I thought, I don't want to go down that route, so I need to do something about it and get myself fitter, look after myself a bit more. Although, having said that, the heart issues were kind of a hereditary thing. So, although I couldn't take away the heart issues, I could do something to make myself stronger and fitter to deal with any potential complications that may come from that.
Ace. What challenges and struggles did you face before joining Custom Fitness?
It was really, it was mainly finding something to keep me fit, but that was mainly because of the pandemic. So a lot of things had shut down, and it was any sort of exercises were at home, sometimes in front of a computer screen. Um, but it was also trying to find something that would keep me interested. There's very few things that were fitness related that would keep me interested. I did the couch to 5K, but I hated running. Absolutely loathed it, and I'm not the greatest bike rider in the world, so all of that sort of side of things wasn't what I wanted to do. Although having something that was fitness related that could give me some strength and so on was the main goal. So it was finding the right combination, something that would keep me interested and give me the right information.
Perfect. What hesitations, worries, concerns did you have prior to joining CF?
Um, the main concern was having gone to gyms in the past. It was very much you kind of got an induction into a gym. These are the machines. This is what it does. There's the free weights. Blah blah blah, and then that's it. You then don't get to have that one-on-one, and then you see people of various different abilities, from the strongest big build kind of guys, and you're kind of intimidated by the way that they're doing stuff. And then you have the distraction of other people that are there just to spend an hour on the phone most of the time. And you had no interaction with that. And that kind of thing really did disappoint me. And there was no kind of guidance, although you could find many different ways of doing different weights and focusing on things. There was so much information online, you didn't know what was good and what wasn't good, as well as nutrition and all the other things. You kind of needed something there with a group of people that would go and get that information given to them, and know that there had been results from that.
What was your initial reaction to joining CF?
So the initial reaction was, okay, it was explained to me how things would go, and what could happen. And the fact that it gave me 28 days to have a go at it before I made the final decision. Um, there was a lot of information passed over, a lot of questions asked of what did I want, and that was good, because it wasn't here's our place, here's our equipment, off you go.
Yeah.
It was what would you like to do? What's your goals? What's your achievements? What you're trying to get out of it? There was a lot of information gathering, which was good because it felt like I was being listened to. I also said what I didn't like to do, what I was incapable of at that time, and it was like, okay, well, we'll work on that. We'll be able to do that, and then in those initial 28 days, I got to see that more and more in terms of just being given a book to log my progress, the kind of things that I got in terms of emails checking up on me, any feedback that I wanted to give, that sort of thing, which was good because it was the flow of information back and forth, which I really liked the sound of, and I got to see firsthand as well.
Would you say you just put at ease a little bit in that almost like intro session where you kind of come in and you almost don't know what it is, and then
that certainly did help because as I said before, I'd go into gyms before, you go around the place and they start talking about signing you up and what the monthly fees were, and it was kind of like, okay, fair enough. With this one, it wasn't like a 5-minute thing. You sat down in a room, you were asked questions, there was a lot of information given to you, and it did make me feel more at ease that if I signed up to it, it would feel a lot more focused to what I wanted to do.
Yeah. How has the program Custom Fitness impacted your life as a whole in your time that you've been here?
There's so many ways. In terms of the fitness alone, that's helped me immensely. I mean, I lost all the weight that I'd hoped to lose, and then some. I gained.
How much?
Well, I started off at 93 kilos and got down to 78.
Yeah.
So, and that was leaner than I'd been in a long time. I mean, I'd done some kickboxing competitions. I've always gone in the under 85 kilo category, and I'd hit 80, 81, 82 and that sort of thing. So I'd gone a full 10 kilos lighter. But what was good about it is that I retained my strength. I hadn't gone completely lean and lost a lot of strength. I actually was lifting more than I'd ever done before. The techniques of how to do that were being shown to me, so I wasn't struggling with aches and pains. I was able to do that and repeatedly do that. So in terms of the fitness side of it, that was great. In terms of the other side, which was more the mental side of it, it was something that I looked forward to coming to, because everyone made me feel at ease, not just from the coaches and everyone that was showing me what to do and teach me, but the people around, whether they were starting off at the same time as me or whether they had some experience and been here before. There was a lot of encouragement, a lot of help. And on top of that, there was a social side that I didn't think would happen. And that was a surprise, and it was a good surprise because it was a community that I ended up coming into and being a part of. And one of the things that was relevant from that was after last year when I had my cardiac incident, my return back, I had so many people come up and be so happy to see me, ask how I was, and check on me as I started back up again, which was really nice because it meant that there was that support, whether I needed it or not. There was always that support there, which was great to
not just from the coaches,
from everyone. As I said, it was from everyone. Just the friendships that have come out of this, it just wasn't expected. And like I said, you go into other gyms, your 24-hour gyms and things like that. Some people like that solitude where you end up laser focused and don't want to be interrupted. But to every now and again have someone stand around you and encourage you when you're trying to hit something that you've not hit before, or even just joke about with you afterwards when something's gone a bit funny or gone a bit wrong. It's just a completely different kind of thought process to what I had before.
Great. Love it. What are the biggest wins for you in your time here at Custom Fitness?
I think for me, apart from everything that I set out to do in terms of my weight loss, my strength gains, that was an important part of it for me. And certainly those are wins, and they carry on being wins because, as I said, with me coming back in September from recovery from the cardiac arrest, and to where I am now, we're in January. In that short space of time, I've managed to almost go to where I was before anything had occurred. So the fitness that I had before had helped me come back a lot quicker than anyone had expected. And so many medical staff that were looking after me have been surprised at how quickly it's come back, but they attributed that to me being as fit as I was. So that had been achieved. But just everything else apart from that, and so the community, the friendships, the way that everyone interacted, that had been something that I wasn't expecting, and certainly something that I enjoy and continue coming back for.
Yeah. What's one thing that Custom Fitness does better than any other gym?
I think the personalised touch is certainly better than I've ever seen before. So I've gone to a couple of other gyms, and I've always gone to gyms where there's a lot of people going, and there isn't that kind of interaction where you've got a coach with you and sometimes a maximum of 8 other people. And it's not always 8 people. Sometimes you're down to 3 or 4, and that kind of personal interaction and help and focus and guidance is brilliant. I don't ever recall seeing that being mentioned by anyone else at all. So for me, that stands out.
Perfect. And then what would you say to someone who is on the fence about joining Custom Fitness?
Yeah, I get that. I was on the fence big time, because when you see something like Custom Fitness and understand a little bit about it, think, oh, well, hang on, I've got someone who's almost like a personal trainer, and they're going to be on me all the time, and they're going to be asking me questions, interacting with me, and it's not like I can go into a place where I can just do my own thing and set my own goals. Everything's kind of set out based on achieving targets, your targets as well as everyone else's. And unless you experience it yourself, you'll never know how good it can be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was definitely on the fence when I first started, but like I said at the beginning, when I had that induction, I had the 28 days, those things changed my mind very, very quickly, and it continues. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been carrying on here for 4 years.
Great.